This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
The Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Oh, here we go. Happy Tuesday. Jason Walker Show. We're just knocking stuff over left and right here. We are presented by Capital Collision Center, and Montana law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Here inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave, big show today. We're going to talk to Helena High girls coach Ben Dudek after last night's crosstown loss to Capital. Also, we're going to chat with Colton Pool from the Bozeman Daily Chronicle. Montana State found its meat in a vegan. So Brent Vigen from Wyoming is the new Montana State football coach. Announced yesterday during the show, and we'll talk to Colton about that and much, much more. So you'll want to stick around. Where am I going here? Here we go. All right. You can watch on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Listen live on Podbean, Network One Sports, TreasureStateRadio.com. You can tweet us at JWalkerSports. Let us know what you think of the MSU hire. And what is your favorite pizza? It is Pizza Day today, National Pizza Day today. And also you can just get a hold of us if you want for literally anything. Can we go there? Let's do this.
I could hear you whisper, the search is over, love was right before my eyes.
Oh, yeah. The search is over. It would have been so much more smooth had we started the show smooth, but little Survivor. The search is over for Montana State. They hire Brent Vigen from the University of Wyoming, offensive coordinator, and this dude's got a pretty good track record, and we're going to talk to Colton Pool about it coming up. But when you look at the hire, it made a lot of assistants a lot of money across the country. There's no doubt about that. As a lot of, what Montana State cannot pay got a lot of, Ken Wilson at Oregon got a lot of money. Matt got a raise. Matt Lubick. Others got raises. And the money played a factor. There's no question about it. But that is Brent Vigen, and he is the new coach at Montana State, the 33rd head coach in Bobcat football history, and he'll be a good one. In my eyes, he'll be a good one. He has coached guys like Carson Wentz and Josh Allen, both of whom are in the NFL as quarterbacks. And where does Montana State go with this? Are they going to become a more of a quarterback team? And that was a knock on Jeff Choate and the staff is they couldn't really develop a quarterback. So we'll see. Vigen has coached with Wyoming since 2013. He was North Dakota State's offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach for 5 years. And that included the start of the run that the Bison are on. And we'll have him on soon. But what a great hire, I think. And like Colton Pool will tell us, Vigen's not just a throwing offensive coordinator. Dude had a couple 1,000-yard rushers at NDSU. He knows the FCS. I think that's a big thing. We talked about it a little bit last week. Really the last couple weeks is what does Montana State look for in a hire? Well, somebody I thought that knew the FCS, check. Somebody who knows the region, you can check that off the box as well. Coaching in North Dakota, at North Dakota State, coaching at Wyoming. He knows the region. He knows what type of personnel to bring in and who will fit in certain schemes. And he can develop players. Now, who stays on staff? Big question. Offensive coordinator Justin Uddy. He hasn't even coached the game yet. He got hired, a year and a half, almost 2 years ago? It was after the 19 season. He hasn't coached a game yet. We haven't seen his offense at Montana State. So it'll be interesting to see what the staff looks like moving forward. And interesting to see what Vigen can do. And it is Vigen. Leon Costello, athletics director, said in his statement yesterday, quote, "I'm excited to welcome Coach Vigen and his family. Brent brings a strong pedigree that has led to national championships in the FCS and tremendous success at Wyoming. He has a nationally known reputation for identifying and developing NFL caliber quarterbacks. Looking forward to working with Brent to build on the recent success of Bobcat football. Also want to thank President Cruzado, the search committee, and the student athletes involved for their help throughout this process," end quote. But good hire, I think, for Montana State. Was it my first choice? No. But by all accounts, this has been a good hire for the Bobcats. Now, granted, it's been less than 24 hours. So, introductory press conference, we don't know when that's going to happen. Hopefully soon. But congratulations and welcome to Bozeman. I don't know if you saw this. And this is, you can't make this crap up. Are you ready for this? Tom Brady is a racist. No, seriously. In the eyes of Democrats, they called him racist for winning the Super Bowl during Black History Month. Seriously. These are actual tweets. I just feel like Tom Brady winning another ring is racist. Troy the designer. I feel like rooting for Tom Brady's racist. Madison. There's no world where I'm rooting for Tom Brady to win a Super Bowl during Black History Month. Tyler Ricky Tynes on the Twitter. Tom Brady is low-key racist for winning a Super Bowl during Black History Month, and I'm not here for it. Schmiz the Gemini. Skylar Accord says, all the most racist people I know love Tom Brady. This is serious. This is real. This isn't made up. People actually think Tom Brady's racist for beating Patrick Mahomes during Black History Month. You can't make it up, but it's all over social media. It's just this day and age. It's crazy. It's wrong, but it's crazy. Tom Brady is, and they hate him because he had a Donald Trump hat in his locker room once. Remember that? It's just where we're at in society. Big game last night. Capital Girls getting the win over Helena High. We'll talk to Bengals coach Ben Dudek coming up in his first season. I'm going to ask him, in his eyes, how good are the Barch twins? Let's see here. Roundup Shepherd basketball games have been postponed. Tomorrow night's MSU Northern Providence women's game has been canceled due to COVID. The men will still play. Let's see here. Capitol High Wrestling is still looking to schedule some duels with a whole bunch of teams. We know that number 1 Hellgate, number 2 Capitol girls did not play because of weather last week. On Saturday, they're still looking to reschedule that. The Helena High boys will play Hellgate tonight. The Bengal boys, or the Bruin boys, rather, still looking to get scheduled for Hellgate. The Butte game. Okay, here's Helena High's schedule for the boys, hosting Hellgate tonight. Then they go to Butte a week from tonight. And then Capitol will host Butte towards the end of the month. That's just in Helena. There's stuff like this going on all over. Havre girls added Fort Benton for a game Thursday because they lost some games. Havre High boys will play Rocky Boy because Browning and Havre can't play this week. So, if you're looking at schedules and trying to make any sort of sense out of anything, good luck. Seriously, good luck. It is National Pizza Day today. You can weigh in on what your favorite is. I'm a pretty basic dude. I'm just like a pepperoni. I do like the like 5 meat, 4 meat, whatever. Canadian bacon is always good, or ham, as we're supposed to say. It's pretty basic. I like thin crusts. So you can weigh in on yours at Jay Walker Sports. What's your favorite pizza? It's also National Bagel Day. You can give us your favorite bagel if you so choose. And does pineapple belong on a pizza? Let us know. At Jay Walker Sports on the Twitter. You can Facebook us. You can email. You can text or call 209-1267. We're going to talk to Helena High girls coach Ben Dudek coming up, but when we return, Colton Pool from the Bozeman Daily Chronicle will join us. Bless me. Good thing I turned the mic off. Wow. He will join us next to talk about the hire at Montana State as the Cats find their meat in Vigen. It's too easy, right? Anyway, so Jason Walker Show is presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. And we've talked about the great relationships you're going to get, the local family business, the customer service. It's just it's unparalleled, unmatched anywhere. Now, today's vehicles are super complicated. All the safety features, which is great, but if something goes wrong, you need to get them fixed. Manufacturers have a repair manual for repairs of their vehicles. They've spent millions to achieve safety ratings. They want their vehicles properly repaired to manufacturer specification. Well, Capital Collision Center was one of the first in the country to become manufacturer certified for a variety of automotive brands. It requires special training and equipment. It's very important that your vehicle is properly repaired to manufacturer repair requirements to maintain the safety and the value of your vehicle. Choose Capital Collision Center on Euclid in Helena. Coming right back with Colton Pool talking about new MSU coach Brent Vigen next.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today.
Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. Inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave, we are presented by Capital Collision Center. Still to come, Ben Dudek, Helena High girls coach. Get his thoughts on the season thus far. And we'll find out his favorite pizza. It is National Pizza Day today. So what do you like? Told you I'm just a meat guy, meat and cheese. So you can weigh in at JWalker Sports. You can email Jason at jasonwalkershow.com. This segment is brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. We've told you about the kitchen table we've got last, almost a year ago now at Rucker's. And we got rid of the family heirloom table that had like 27 leaves in it. The leaf for this table from Rucker's comes out of the middle. It's like magic. Like it just comes out and it's there. And it's awesome. Get to Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. All right. So Montana State got itself a new football coach in Brent Vigen from the University of Wyoming. And Wyoming wasted no time hiring some assistant from Iowa to be the new offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, taking over for Vigen, who is now going to be in Bozeman. And joining us now to chat about the hire is a great sports writer in the state of Montana, based out of Bozeman. His name is Colton Pool, and he joins us now here on the Jason Walker Show on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Well, first off, man, I appreciate you being able to join us. We finally have a football coach to talk about, and not, ex-coaches or suspicions or anything. As Montana State, Colton finally yesterday said, "Here we go. Here's our coach."
Right, correct, and it has certainly been a tumultuous search to cover. Between all the candidates that they shuffled through and offered, and then what they withdrew, and then candidates that were in the mix, and it was certainly kind of crazy. But at the end of the day, I sincerely believe that Montana State got a coach that will fit well for what they want to do, and will fit well with the priorities that they have, trying to keep the continuity going of having Jeff Choate leave for Texas. So. At the end, through all that search, I think that Brent Vigen is certainly a strong candidate to be a good head coach here.
Well, he's got pedigree, and whether it was at Wyoming the last 7 years or 8 years with Craig Bohl or North Dakota State, and he played at NDSU. So this is a dude that knows the FCS, and he knows how to coach great teams, and he's inheriting a very good roster.
Right, exactly, and something that people are going to want to talk about right away is the quarterback development. He recruited and developed Carson Wentz at North Dakota State and recruited Easton Stick as well to NDSU before he left Wyoming, and then recruited and developed Josh Allen of Buffalo Bills now in Wyoming. But that aside, I think that Vigen was a good hire for an FCS level job because he played at North Dakota State in the 90s, was on staff when NDSU made the transition from D2 to D1 in the early 2000s, and has coached a variety of offensive positions, running backs, quarterbacks, and played tight end. And at the end of the day, too, talking about the roster that Vigen inherits now, that granted, this is all before, at least to my knowledge, as of last night, no MSU players, no new players are in the transfer portal. But with this roster, this is a run-first, defensive-minded kind of roster, and that's what Vigen has done. In his last 3 years at North Dakota State, Vigen had 2 1,000-yard rushers in each of those last three seasons at NDSU. And then at Wyoming, they leaned on the ground game quite a bit there too. So I think he's a good fit in a lot of different ways.
Where does this leave? Because he's an offensive guy, Colton. So where does this leave Justin Uddy, who hasn't even coached the game yet?
Right. Yeah. I've heard from a source that that's still up in the air, at least as of yesterday, and they are likely to be in discussions on what exactly the coaching staff is going to be like moving forward. They're going to start talking about that late this week. And Justin Uddy, that is such a weird, precarious situation for him to be in, having been hired after the 2019 season when Matt Miller left for Boise State. And now, he still hasn't coached a game. He's been here for over a year, and we still haven't gotten to see exactly what he can do as a play caller. And so, granted, he was Choate's hire. That was Choate's decision for him to come on the staff. But at the end of the day, too, Vigen might want to bring in, coach he knows from NDSU or coach he knows from Wyoming or coach he knows from here or there. And so I think it's unclear. I think Vigen will probably want to at least get to meet the staff a little bit, talk to them, talk about what they want to prioritize and, what their philosophies are. So it's a really weird situation sometimes, with Vigen and with Uddy specifically. But, I think I don't think that's quite settled, at least to my understanding, based on who I've talked to.
Bozeman Daily Chronicle sports reporter Colton Pool joining us here. Jason Walker Show, talking about the new hire for Montana State in Brent Vigen, coming from Wyoming. And a lot of people I talked to over the last month about this, Colton too, said what they wanted as fans of Montana State was somebody who understood not only the FCS, which obviously Vigen does, but has recruiting ties to the state of Montana. And because that's going to be key, because if you don't, a lot of people feel they're going to lose recruits future-wise over to the hill to Bobby Houck. But I guess a lot of that depends on, he's in Wyoming, and North Dakota, so he obviously knows Montana. What are you hearing there?
Yeah, I mean, look, he coached at North Dakota State, knows that area. Then he comes over to Wyoming, knows that area. So he's kind of coached on both ends of Montana. And yeah, I mean, as evidenced by him, identifying and recruiting Josh Allen and Carson Wentz, those guys didn't really have much D1 interest, if at all. And so I think he's able to kind of identify the talent there and also develop the talent there. And granted, those were the positions he primarily coached when either of those two were on the teams he coached. But, I think that, he can bring guys in and that they can succeed in his offensive systems. So, yeah, I think, like I say, I think Vigen was a good fit for Montana State specifically.
What's interesting about this hire too is it got a lot of assistance, a lot of different raises for a lot of money across the country, right?
Right. Yeah, something that I had heard even from someone here is that money kind of spoke at the end of the day, that money kind of delayed the process more than MSU had initially hoped. The initial timeline was 7 to 10 days, but that was kind of a rough estimate. And yeah, so then, one of, if not the primary candidate that MSU wanted, Matt Lubick, Nebraska offensive coordinator, obviously well known here with MSU ties. And yeah, I think it was going to be a pretty substantial pay rate or pay cut for him to come to MSU. Granted, I don't think he had ever had head coaching experience, so it might have rounded out his resume a little bit. But at the end of the day, it wasn't the right fit. So then you move on, and then Oregon's Ken Wilson was the primary target for the coaching job here at MSU, and then he gets offered a pay raise to stay and be promoted to co-defensive coordinator. So, granted, this is FCS level, and so this is kind of the reality of the situation that you're dealing with. But at the same time, I think it's also interesting that Power 5 coordinators, Power 5 position coaches. Tim Drevno was a primary candidate for a short little while there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's kind of telling that these coaches were interested in this position, and that Montana State kind of shot high, I guess, a little bit, and tried to get those top level candidates. And so, yeah, it certainly was interesting, but like I say, at the end of the day, they still got in my mind, based on his experiences and what I know, a pretty solid head coach.
Colton Pool, our guest here, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. Couple final quick ones for you, but I had a great question, and then it just slipped my mind. You know how that goes, right?
Yeah, I absolutely do. Been there a million times. And then granted, when I have that happen to me, the people aren't so understanding. So,
well, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Leon Costello has made some pretty good hires, obviously. And I said this a week or so ago on the show that had he not hired Danny Sprinkle, he wouldn't be there right now. He got run out of Bozeman. But this, to me, Colton, is as big a hire as Leon Costello has ever made and will ever have to make, I believe. You're replacing a coach that was 4-0 against the Grizz. Now, granted, the overall record wasn't great, but you look at what Choate did at that staff in the last couple of years and the steps they've taken in the playoffs. This is a big, big hire for Leon Costello. And, you think he got it right. I think he got it right, but time will tell. But do you agree with that?
Absolutely. I think this is not just for Montana State. This is every Division I athletic director. Hiring a head coach is one of the most, or if not the most, important decisions you can make. And especially after Kane Ione departed for Boise State, they didn't have exactly a clear-cut head coaching candidate internally. So you have to go and look elsewhere. And you bring up Sprinkle, and our sports reporter Paul wrote about this, that a few of the head coaches that Leon has hired have had prior MSU ties. And so I thought that was pretty interesting going into this when Lubick became the kind of the primary target that we first publicly heard of with MSU ties, and then Tim Drevno coached here back in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And so I think that they wanted at least someone who was familiar with the area. And I think Vigen fits that. Obviously coached at bordering states, so I think I think that Leon he got a guy that he wanted. He got a guy who going into this, he had criteria that he set out for himself, and I think Vigen probably checks a lot, if not all of those boxes that Leon had established for himself.
Well, and any AD, if they're good, has a short list of who they want, knowing that at that time, when the time comes, they're going to have to hire somebody. And
exactly.
I mean,
and
go ahead.
Yeah. And someone that I had heard Vigen's name come up even when Choate was rumored to go to Boise State. So that was someone that was on their radar from the beginning. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it made sense that he would be the guy.
Colton Pool, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. I'm going to leave you with this. All right. You ready? I'm going to let you use this. You don't even have to give me credit. MSU, it's a work in progress, so you can help me on it. But Montana State hires the meat with Vigen. Is that too bad?
Well, my I'll just let that one sit. I think I was talking to my wife the other day, and we were talking about possible headlines, and we thought about going vegan, but I don't know if we'll go with that, but there's possibilities.
Montana State goes vegan. I like that one too. Yep. That's good. But yeah, if you can figure out something with your editors and headline people that meat, vegan, it's a good play. I'm just
No, I appreciate the creativity.
I do what I can. I appreciate the time. Looking forward to chatting down in the future. But following you and Paul's work on this has been absolutely great. The Chronicle absolutely nailed it, and appreciate the great coverage and joining me today.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you. And yeah, we'll see you later.
Colton Pool joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. So what do you think? Meat, vegan. There's got to be a play. I mean, we can. They play on turf, but it's green. Vegan. MSU plants its flag with vegan. Does that work? See, you have to play on it. You just have to. Like the student section, well, it wasn't really. Yeah, it was kind of the student section. It was the student section. When Mike Kramer was the coach, they were the Kramer Crazies. And then when Rob Ash got the job, I said they needed to be like the Ash Holes. Choate was just awesome, so I couldn't ever think of anything with him. But yeah, you've got to come up with the student section something for vegan. Now it's not spelled like normal, but yeah, plant, vegan. It's just it's too good. It's way too good. You can help me out on it if you want, at JWalkerSports on the Twitter. You can email Jason at JasonWalkerShow.com. The play on the headline. So let me know. Good stuff. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to chat high school basketball. And we're going to check in with the first-year coach of the Helena High School girls. Ben Dudek is his name. And it's been a rough year. They had Crosstown last night. We'll check in with him coming up. We'll tell you later this week. So tomorrow, we'll talk to Katie Garson-Forba, Capital Girls coach. Jeff Heimel will join us, the Providence hockey coach. And let's see, Thursday, Allie Colleen will join us, singer-songwriter. And Friday, we'll talk to Carroll men's coach, Kurt Paulson. We got a big series this weekend with Providence. Speaking of Providence, the women will not play tomorrow against Northern. Not sure who has the COVID, but if it is Providence, does that affect games with Carroll, the women, this weekend? It's that year. It's just where we're at, folks. But the men will play, and we'll talk to Kurt Paulson on Friday. I think the Saints are game and a half. Well, there's 3 games out in the loss column, I think. It's just not everybody's going to play equal amount of games, so it'll be different standings. Thursday also, besides Allie Colleen, who's going to lead us off at the top of the hour on Thursday, singer-songwriter from Nashville, we are also going to talk to a former Saints women's basketball player who is very close to my family. And we're going to talk to her about what it's like working as a nurse in a pandemic. So Sarah Chalich will join us on Thursday as well. So that'll be fun. All right, quick break. Coming back, Ben Dudek talks Helena High girls. Next, Jason Walker Show is presented by Capital Collision Center. You can go to jasonwalkershow.com anytime for anything. And all of our guests appear via the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. It's not just a home or a car. It is all those months you save for that HD TV.
It is all the overtime you work for that extra car so that your team can drive themselves to practice. Other insurance companies see it as a bundle or a combo, but State Farm agent Mike Miller sees your home and car as things you work really hard for. Mike understands what your things really mean to you, and he's here to help you give them the protection they deserve. Talk to State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena for your home and auto insurance today. Ben Dudek, next, Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918. Or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
More of the Jason Walker Show coming up.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back. Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Here inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave, we'll have on this day in history coming up, the walk-off, which you're going to want to stick around for this story. I don't know how much more idiotic people can get. Oh, man. Jason Walker Show brought to you in part by Auto Concepts. And Auto Concepts is the place to go for window tinting, lift kits. You need a winch? They got it. You need a bed cover? They got those. How about a bed rug? Highly recommend. That way your stuff doesn't slide around in the bed of your truck. And right about now, you're wishing you had that remote starter, don't you? Told you about last month. I said, hey, it's going to get cold. Guess what? Here we go. We're not going to be above zero for the next few days. So, remote starter. Auto Concepts in Helena, the auto enhancement professionals. All right, so there's a new coach over at Helena High. His name is Ben Dudek. It's been a rough start to his first season on the bench for the Bengal girls, but things can turn around in a hurry. There is no question about that. And he joins us now to talk about last night's crosstown game and also his favorite pizza. Here's Ben Dudek on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Jason Walker Show.
Well, first off, Coach, first question I'm going to ask you is how good are the Barch twins?
Very. They are. They're a load to handle. When Danny's shooting like that, off those screen and rolls, that's tough to handle. I thought we, handled most of our game plan pretty well. But the bottom line is those two are very good, and they're going to have to miss some shots for us to, the end there.
You had seen them on film. You probably saw them a little bit in person, but that's a really good basketball team all around over there that they have at Capital.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they have a ton of experience and experience not only with their seniors, but just in general with big games. I mean, those players have played in a lot of big games throughout their careers, and a crosstown game is always a big game, no matter where the crosstown is, and you could just tell. I mean, they're poised. They certainly limited their turnovers. They only had 5 turnovers last night. I think that's the number one key, to look at for an experienced team. How much they turn the ball over. We had 16 to their 5. So I mean, that's another thing that when they're hitting like they are, and we have 11 more turnovers, that's going to be a tough night. Yeah, but we competed pretty well against a very, very good team.
You have some good players too, and especially on the outside, when you have somebody like a Brooke Ark that's knocking down threes, that's going to keep you in a lot of games.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's kept us in games and have won us some games. It's down the line. I mean, there is not one girl on our squad that I don't think can knock down a shot. And we talk about that often. Who are we? We're shooters. And shooters got to shoot. So, some nights it might get us into trouble. We didn't shoot the ball that well against Flathead or Butte on Saturday. But again, we shot the ball well against Hellgate. We shot the ball pretty well last night, and it's going to keep us in those games against those really tough teams.
You've got some youngsters. Obviously though, I mean, Kylie Lance, we talked about Brooke Ark, but Alex Bullock, Avery Kraft. I mean, these are youngsters on a first-year head coach with you that are. You guys are still learning each other at this point of the season, right?
Oh, for sure. And it goes down the line even from the seniors. I mean, we definitely count nurse for leadership, for some scoring, but again, I mean, like you said, we have some youngsters that get the minutes. Avery's a pure point guard that can handle the ball against anybody. There's not one player, I think, in the AA that I've seen that I would not feel comfortable with Avery going one-on-one against. She can handle the ball that well. And then, yeah, I mean, Alex and Kim Feller, and it kind of goes down the line with our sophomores. Mallory English is another one. So we, once you get past our seniors, we're fairly young and learning on the fly. A lot of those players, not getting significant varsity minutes in the past and kind of thrown into the fire a little bit. Mm-hmm. This year against some, again, very good competition. I think it's great experience for them. It's going to benefit us in the long term.
Helena High girls coach Ben Dudek joining us, Jason Walker Show. Coach, too, you didn't have the typical first year and welcoming, open gyms and all summer. I mean, it was, you get hired, hey, here's COVID and have fun. It's been different for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, it definitely has. I mean, you're right from day one. It was difficult not being able to connect with the players and honestly the families too. I mean, the team is so much more than just us. I mean, there's a lot of stakeholders involved in a program, and I'm still meeting parents and families almost a year later. Just because of COVID. So yeah, that was a struggle. Early on, just kind of building that community. But when we were able to get in the gym in the summertime, I thought our coaching staff, and the players, we were all able to gel pretty well, get to know each other at a fairly high level and enjoy each other. And yeah, and I mean, this year's been different too. I mean, we lost 12 days of, not only games, but also practice. And obviously we, now have games stacked up. I think we did something like scheduled for 8 games in 14 or 15 days. And that's a struggle too, with practice being, cut, especially again, like you said, first year, a lot of things that, we're going to do might be a little bit different than they've done in the past. So to have practices cut, that's difficult. But, one thing we talked about all year long is being able to put this into perspective that not everybody in the country is able to play. And, we're going to go through some struggles and we just have to go through them together, stay connected, and, keep putting one step in front of the other to get better, for March.
Is it a good thing that you have to wear a mask while you coach right now?
It's not a bad thing, I'll tell you that much.
What is your personality on the sidelines like during a normal season?
Probably very similar. I mean, I can get pretty animated, especially in the defensive end. Especially something like last night, we really have to bring a lot of help. Not only first layer help, but it's the second layer help. And that's one thing. Young players too. They're learning that their girl is not the only girl on the floor, and we have to be able to help the helper and drop down, take block away, and all those things. So, I mean, I can get pretty animated, but I try to stay as calm as possible.
Ben Dudek joining us, Jason Walker Show, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. All right, you got a couple of big games coming up this week. Like you said, you've got 8 games in about 2 weeks, but it starts this week with Sentinel and Big Sky. And these are 2 very, very good teams that you're going to face. Well, everybody in the AA is pretty good at this point.
Yeah.
I know we haven't seen anybody on the East. I forgot about the Eastern teams. We're just focused on the Western AA, how good it's been. But these are 2 pretty good basketball teams, and Big Sky has been getting better the last couple of years.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we had a tough game against Sentinel. They definitely have size across the board. I think we were fortunate enough to hit the ball or to shoot the ball well enough in the first game against them to be in it at the end. And we had a big fourth quarter and we were able to pull it off. But we're going to have that same intensity, coming Thursday. They're well coached. They have, they run their system. They're very strong with the ball. Obviously, their size with the guards, allows them to rebound the ball well. And and Big Sky, they've played a lot of people tough. So we have to stay focused one game at a time. We're going to focus on Sentinel here for the next couple of days, and then turn all of our attention to Big Sky because we play them back to back. We'll play them Saturday, and then we'll play them again on Tuesday.
Is that a benefit or a hindrance?
I think it is what it is. I think going through this year. I mean, obviously, I think the biggest struggle again is not necessarily playing a team back to back. It's not having the practices.
Right.
For prep. So, again, we're going to play them Saturday. We're going to have one practice on Monday and then turn around and drive up to Missoula on Tuesday. So, again, it's, during this year, I mean, it's, again, perspective. I mean, we're very fortunate and very blessed to be playing right now. And, again, we're just, after Saturday, the next game will be Big Sky again. We'll just refocus. We'll watch film and we're just going to continue to try to get better every practice, every game. Again, looking forward to March.
All right. Since this is our first conversation, a little insight into what we like to do after the serious stuff. We like to have some fun. So it is National Pizza Day. What is your favorite pizza?
I would say, that is a tough one. Just like a basic Supreme. You got to have some pep on it, some sausage, some green peppers, some onions, and just a natural red sauce. I would say you put that in front of me, and I'm going to have a good night.
All right. What's your go-to normal year pregame meal? What are you enjoying?
It's interesting. Somebody asked me that the other day, and I just said whatever's easiest, whatever I can get. I guess if I'm, home, I don't know. Last night I didn't eat. I was just too busy. But if we're on the away game, I try to pick up a sub or something that will keep, 4 or 5 hours with these long Montana bus rides.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if I'm at home, I might go home and grab something to eat from the house or something. But I'm not real particular. It's just whatever I can get in before the game.
All right. We know the girls control the locker room, but if you had your choice, pregame music, what would it be?
Ooh, got to be some dance music, some house music.
Okay. I forget you're young.
Yeah, 33. Yeah, and that generation.
Yep. All right. Go to when you were playing. What was your song?
Ooh, oh man, warm up song.
Yeah.
Ooh, gosh, a lot of Eminem. I would.
Oh, wow, you are so young. I'm used to talking to these old coaches. Come on, man.
Hey, yeah, that was back in. We were just talking about that yesterday at the game because I don't know, Eminem or something came on, or maybe it was a game we were at Hellgate, and I said, "Oh wow, I feel like it's 2003 again. But that's not that long ago.
It is not, but it feels like it is. Well, of course, 2020 feels like it's forever ago, and yet all right, so that's what you can expect. Those type of questions.
Sounds good.
Moving forward, it is also Bagel and Lox Day. Are you a bagel fan?
I love bagels. I'm obsessed. I always try to get the sesame.
Okay. What's your go-to there with the, are you like an everything guy, or like, I don't really eat bagels, so I don't know all the flavorings and spreads.
Yeah, a lot of people like the cream cheese on it, that's where I'm from, but I'll go with either just straight butter or some peanut butter on it. And it's always got to be a sesame. If I can't get a sesame, I'll go to everything. The everything bagel would be nice, just with some butter and peanut butter on it. That'll fill me up. It's protein in it.
Okay. I'm looking forward to chatting for the rest of the year, and I apologize for not reaching out earlier, but this is going to be fun, and I'm looking forward. Now, do you give Coach Peterson a hard time? Like, hey, you left me and you're not helping out at all. And he has surgery coming up Thursday. Did you break his ankle? Is that what happened?
Oh man, I did not. No, but we talked quite a bit. He taught over at CR. When I was just starting to kind of get in the district, so we kind of knew each other from back then. And he's been a very positive influence on me here over the past year, and and just continues to be. And we chat quite a bit when I see him in school. So it's always good to see him and talk to him a little bit about basketball and life. And he's a great person. I'm very grateful that I need him.
Helena High girls coach Ben Dudek got a couple of big games coming up this week, and good luck this week. We'll chat next week. Sound good?
That sounds good. Thank you very much.
Ben Dudek joining us, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline, and good stuff. I like to find out coaches' lives. And I mean, if you've been a listener of this show for even back to the radio days, you understand. I mean, we just get to know them. The X's and O's stuff, that's great. But I mean, it's going to be the same coach cliches all the time. Like tomorrow, Katie Garson-Forba is going to give us 14 different cliches, and it's going to be a great interview. But then we're going to have other questions, so we just get to know them. I think that's what you guys enjoy too, right? Speaking of Katie Garson-Forba, she will join us tomorrow. I just tweeted her as well. Duke lost to Notre Dame today, and it's the first time since 1999 that Duke has a losing record. I think the Blue Devils are 7-8. Now, I can't say anything. My Kentucky Wildcats are like 5-12. But we'll talk to her about that tomorrow. Also, Providence hockey coach Jeff Heimel will join us. His Argos nationally ranked in the first poll of the season. We'll talk to him. I think they're off this week, but back in action next week, or vice versa. But we'll talk to him tomorrow. Thursday, don't forget, Allie Colleen will join us, singer-songwriter. Sarah Chalich will join us as well, former Saints women's basketball player. And speaking of the Saints men, Kurt Paulson will join us, head coach of the Saints on Friday. So there you go. Let's see here. Okay, cool. Got some great news about a family member who is in the hospital because of the COVID with pneumonia and doing better today, so that's good. All right, let's do On This Day in History. And actually, before we do that, let's do rankings real quick. Girls AA, or just boys? This is boys AA. Boys AA. You got Sentinel, Great Falls, Hellgate, Skyview, Bozeman. That's your top 5. In Class A, boys, Dillon, Polson, Laurel, Lewistown, Billings Central. Top 5 in Class B, Lodgegrass, Huntley, Manhattan, Shelby, Fairfield. In Class C, boys, Scobie's number 1, Christian 2, Belt, Freud Lake, Valley Christian round out the top 5. On the girls' side, number 1 AA is Hellgate, second-ranked Capital, West, Skyview, Bozeman. West is unbeaten 8-0. Hellgate's unbeaten 8-0. Capital, I think, 7-1 now?
Pretty Skyview and Bozeman each 6-2. Man. All right, Class A, top 5, Central, Billings. Havre, Hardin, Columbia Falls, Butte Central. Class B, top 5, girls. Big Timber, Colstrip, Loyola, Roundup, Malta. And in Class C, Fort Benton, Saco, Whitewater, Hinsdale, Sealy, Swan, Manhattan Christian, Charlotte. Combined, 0 losses. Top 10 combined, 6 losses. And a whole lot of wins. Yeah. All right, let's do On This Day in History. And it is February the 9th. We mentioned National Pizza Day. It is National Toothache Day. Nobody likes those. Safer Internet Day in the U.S. National Bagel and Lox Day. It is also National Cut the Cord Day. 1895, William Morgan presents a new sport to the world at the Springfield College, Massachusetts. It was called Mintonette. Mintonette, later renamed volleyball. 1932, the U.S. enters the two-man bobsled in the Olympics for the first time. 1964, 9th Winter Games close in Austria. 1968, world champ Jean-Claude Killy of France wins the downhill in Grenoble. First of 3-event clean sweep of the alpine skiing events at the Games. That's awesome. Also in 68, a rare 3-way tie for silver in the women's 500-meter ski skating, also known as speed skating. Soviet, Lyudmila Titiova wins gold, but the American trio of Jenny Fish, Mary Myers, and Diane Hollimer all tie for silver. 1971, Satchel Paige becomes the first Negro League player elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. And many people say he was the greatest baseball player. 1984, Finnish cross-country skier Marja-Liisa Hamalainen won the 10K gold in Sarajevo, the first of 3 individual medals sweeps, also won the 5K and the 20K. 2014, in Sochi, slopestyle snowboarding makes its debut. Jamie Anderson wins gold, American. 2018, the 23rd Olympic Winter Games open up in Pyeongchang, South Korea. Happy birthday, Bill Veeck, born on this date in 1914. Owner, promoter, crazy promoter. 1952, a couple of greats were born. Danny White, Dallas Cowboys quarterback of the 80s, and Mookie Wilson. Mookie Wilson, who hit the line or the little roller up along first that gets through Buckner's legs. They were both born on this date, 1952. John Kruk, born on this date, 1961. Travis Tritt, 1963. Bill Haley died on this date, 1981. Rock around the clock, known as the father of rock and roll, with a heart attack caused by alcoholism. The River Dance first debuted on this date in 1995. Michael Flatley in Dublin, Ireland. That's a fun dance. I wish I could do it. All right, let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
All right. You're not going to believe how stupid some people are. First off, remember at the top of the show we talked about people saying that Tom Brady is racist because he won the Super Bowl in Black History Month. Now there's this. Gorilla Glue has responded after a woman posted a video about covering her hair in the company's spray glue, only to find out she's unable to remove it. Tessica Brown from Louisiana uploaded a video to TikTok. She explains her braided hairstyle's been like this for a month, but it's, quote, not by choice, end quote. According to Brown, she used the adhesive spray after running out of her usual hairspray. Now she's thinking about suing Gorilla Glue. She's got like 13 grand on a GoFundMe page. Who in their right mind said, hey, I think I'm going to put some glue on my hair? That seems like the smart thing to do. Just dumb. Back in the day, we used to, in the late 80s or late 90s, I was working at a radio station we called Dumbass of the Week. This would qualify. This might be moron of the year. Who puts glue in their hair on purpose? It's an adhesive. It's got to be good at like hairspray. It's freaking glue. Gorilla Glue says they're sorry about the unfortunate incident. Oh, man. Thanks to Colton Pool for joining us. Ben Dudek as well. If you missed anything, go to jasonwalkershow.com. Katie Garson, Forber tomorrow. Providence hockey coach Jeff Heimel. We're going to have some more fun. See ya tomorrow. Jason Walker Show presented by Capital Collision Center.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.
Don't put glue in your hair.